Before this ecological disaster gets underway, we have a few things we need to take care of. First up, we made this steel axe, but we can't use it because we only have one wood cutting. So we have to take our bronze axe to some regular trees to get to level 6. Also, we're going to make use of our arrow tips, but we don't have enough feathers. So I'll pop back to the fishing store in the sewers and buy myself the 1,320 feathers that I'm going to need for that. And there we have it. 6 wood cutting, bunch of feathers, knife, tinderbox, arrow tips, ready to go. Since this won't be particularly exciting, I'll be back once I've made all these arrows and gotten all the way to 50 fire making. And with this log, that will be 50 fire making. That will allow us to do Wintertodt. And along the way, we got 20 and 40 fire making, 20 and 40 wood cutting, 20 fletching, sailed straight past 250 total level. So that is a ton of tasks complete. Let's see how far we get. Not bad. So, we also got a bird nest. So let's see what we get in there. Maple seed. Because we totally have 45 farming. And even if we wanted to plant this at 45, we couldn't, because the only tree patch in the farming guild requires 65. But that'll be useful for later. Next up, you would think we might go to Wintertodt. But you cannot be more wrong. We have a ton of other stuff I want to do first. First thing on our ever-expanding list is to get some starter seeds from thieving this master farmer. It's not going to be too many, just a few things to plant in the only available farming patches. Alright, that got us 51 thieving, and a nice collection of seeds. So let's take out some compost, noted, of course, and then a whole bunch of different kinds of seeds. These are the only ones we can use. There's allotments, flowers, and herbs. The other ones are either useless or usable in the farming guild. So, not yet. So let's head down to the allotment and see what we can plant. I grabbed some cabbages from over here. Now we're going to rake all the patches and then put all that stuff straight into the compost bin for a tiny bit of extra experience and free compost. Alright, I raked a few more weeds, so this should work. We're going to be planting a guam seed as the first thing I'm ever going to plant. Then we're going to plant cabbage seeds, using compost for everything, of course. And in the flower patch, we're going to plant some rosemary. With any luck, everything will live. Let's be honest, it's probably not going to happen, is it? Since we're only using regular compost. But we shall see. Emergency! Emergency! Diseased herbs! Gotta find the farmer. There's so many people here. Alright. Can you sell me something? Plant cure. And that's why we brought money with us. Fantastic. Also, we bought a bunch of extra buckets, which we can use to harvest all our compost. On the plus side, everything else survived. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. So let's see what formula we can get after harvesting all this stuff. We got 17 farming from that. So this time, instead of cabbage and rosemary, we're going to plant tomato and marigold. Ooh, I might get another level here anyways. And look at that. Just the planting XP alone, when you've got such multiplied XP rates, gets you a whole nother level just from planting. So now we're at 18. Pretty good. Well, we managed to save the herbs, but everything else is dead. And we don't have 6 tomato seeds, so I'm going to replant cabbage and rosemary again, and my other guam seed. Get the compost, and then head out to do something else. We managed to harvest a whopping 4 guam leaves, but the planting and compost experience managed to push us to level 20. So that is another task. I must have done something else, because that was only... yeah, that should have only given me 10 points. Let's look at my completed tasks. I got 20 skills. This is going to be some of those 50 points. Pickpocket a master farmer. Wow, 50 points for that? I'm not going to complain. That's very nice. Very nice. Anyways, on to the next thing we're doing. And that is putting all this saltpeter, well, 3/4 of it, into these buckets of compost for Hosidius' favor. So it turns out, making all that fancy compost gives some farming XP. So now we're up to level 25. And now we can hand it in to this person right here, back where we collected the saltpeter, to boost us up to 35% Hosidius' favor. Which means we can now steal from the fruit stall and use the spirit tree patch. Because we're totally going to have a spirit seed anytime now. And then that also puts us to where we want to be for when we later complete the quest. Will get us up to 45% so we can use the mess hall. So let's go make use of our new unlocks and go steal a whole bunch of fruit. While there are fruit stalls in the middle of the city, there's also guard dogs. And they are level 44. And we are level 4. So I'm going to be stealing the fruit from over here. And that wasn't a task, but it was an achievement diary task. So I'm going to be stealing a bunch of fruit and keeping the items that can be changed into super compost and also the strange fruits, which act as anti-poisons, which will be useful. Our goal here is going to be to get to level 64, so we're ready to do other things later. Okay, so maybe stealing from the fruit stall itself wasn't a league task, but stealing this fancy fruit top was. So let's see how many points that's worth. 10. And there is 64 thieving. And that unlocks the next place we're going to be thieving, but that's going to be at a later date. So we ended up doing mostly the fruit stalls, and then a little bit of master farmers to finish it up. So now we're going to go take our larger selection of seeds and go do another farm run. Our cabbages and guams survived, so we ended up with 10 cabbages on the ground and rosemary on the ground. Planted another guam seed and tomatoes. Now we're off to do the final thing that I want to get done before heading to Wintertodt. And here we are in northern Piscarilius, small fishing net in hand, ready to do some fishing. But first, when we got 64 thieving, we also got 60 thieving. So we get more points. Getting very close to the next relic. Fish time. There's 20 fishing and 20 cooking. And also 24 cooking, since it's slightly outpacing fishing. And that means more points. So we just need 10 more points. So we can do literally anything to get the next relic. And the literally anything that I'm going to go do is trout. And here is my fly fishing spot of choice. We'll be fishing over here in the river, then running over here to the Hosidius Kitchens bank to bank them. I'm not going to be cooking them on a fire or anything, since later we'll get access to the range in here, which even has better cooking rates than even a regular range. So I don't want to waste all that potential cooking experience, of course. And there is 48 fishing. That's all we're going to need to eventually move on to another fishing method later. But we can't actually do that right now because we lack other requirements. But that has given us a big old pile of fish. And while I was fishing, I got the Gravedigger random. So I now have some gloves. And I don't know if you would count zombie pants as fashion, but that's where we are right now. And that also means we got 40 fishing in there as a task, so we can claim these points. And that means another relic. Second one. Our options are Hardcore Harvester, where you get 3 times as much resources from mining, fishing, woodcutting, herb farming, blast mining, farming contracts, but they don't give any bonus experience. You also get 3 times as many mulch pearls, mulch? Unclear. When aerial fishing. I think if they could put blast mining in here, they could have also had that just up in here. Unless they give bonus, those don't even give experience. Whatever, it's fine. In the end, it's not going to matter. But also, farming cycles are 5 times faster. So you get triple herbs, 5 times the speed. So that's not bad. Other one is Arcane Courier, which has all Wintertodt crates and resources harvested from mining, fishing, woodcutting, harvesting all crops, and blast mining, automatically sent to the bank. So that would be good if you wanted to like AFK some things. But the one we're going to go with is Unnatural Selection, which when you receive Slayer tasks and farming contracts, you can choose what you're assigned. This will allow us to go absolutely ham with farming contracts, pre-planting an entire farming guild worth of things, and blitzing through them, never getting one we can't do or having to wait at all. Also, we can avoid getting terrible Slayer tasks. So that'll be great too. So that's what we're going to go with. Cannot go back on this decision. Confirm. Now the next one we don't get until 1200. So that's going to be a while. But we'll get quite a few points because we're headed to Wintertodt.